Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat. It's time to close out the week. We're going to close it out strong. We're not sure if we're allowed out of the house. We don't know if this is against the rules. Maybe we're exempt. Maybe we're not. Things are super muddy. But we're like locking down, but we're not locking down. You can't go to restaurants, but you can shop.
Interesting.
Yeah, so welcome to California. Here we are. And if you need to speak to the governor, he is at dinner.
Yeah.
Right now, but he'll be back shortly, and then we can ask some questions. We got a hot episode. We got a lot to talk about.
Big episode. A lot of interesting happening in the world.
Yeah, we got to talk about COVID, obviously. You know, Bill Gates, who is like now the evil supervillain, you know, at least as far as like Reddit's concerned.
Yes.
Has a not so positive outlook for COVID for the winter. We're going to talk about stimulus and stuff like that. Is that coming? Are we out of the woods? What's going on? Big change, devastating change to the movie theater business.
Uh-oh.
Travis Scott is quite literally swimming in cash.
The richest man in the world.
The richest man in the world. When it comes to high dollar fees for just about using his name and likeness only, he's the king.
To do no work and make the most money, Travis Scott is the king.
I'm guessing Travis Scott did the least amount of work he's done in his life this year and made more money this year than all previous years of his life combined.
I agree.
That's called passive income.
Whoa! Wow, Warren Buffett over here.
Yeah, holy cow. We're going to talk about a $2 million t-shirt collection.
Mm-hmm.
And we are going to talk about the absolute clusterfuck that is going on with shipping packages during this holiday season.
And we are going to get ready because this weekend is the GRC half marathon.
Woo. Time to run, you pigs.
I don't see you doing no running.
Nah, I don't do any running.
It's birthday weekend for him, right?
Birthday weekend. Yes, we got that. And then, of course, we end with winners, losers, and content, which we'll be going live on Twitch for. Make sure you follow us on Twitch at Group Chat Pod. And lastly, December 14th. Big day. Huge day down here at Group Chat.
Circle that date.
Circle that date. Whip out your calendar. Maybe you use Google Calendar. Maybe you use the built-in app on your phone. But whip that puppy out. Make a note. December 14th, 8 p.m., Group Chat Live, Awards Show 2020 Wrap-Up.
Pacific Standard Time.
PST. So if you're on the EST, be ready to stay up late.
Stock up some alcohol. Maybe pour yourself a beverage.
Maybe some energy drinks.
Maybe snacks.
Some Celsius.
Yes.
Sure. You know, it's going to be a late night.
Yeah.
But we're going to put it all into context. We're going to announce some big winners. Probably some big losers, too.
This is our second annual. This is a big thing.
Big thing.
Big.
A lot of people are waiting for this. A lot of people, this is kind of like The Weeknd, you know, where he was waiting and he saw he didn't get nominated. He went on a rampage. A lot of people I hear a lot of people. Many people are waiting to see if they're going to get nominated or get trophies this year. So, I don't know. It's what everyone's talking about. I'm not talking about it.
We'll find out, though.
Let's get into it. Here we go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And shout out once again to all of our new listeners because they're just pouring in.
Pouring in like corona cases in California.
Just the numbers are up. We got a wave of cases that came from Bieber.
Yeah.
I'd like to welcome Drake. Thanks for listening, Drake.
All right,
hey,
Drake.
Good to have you, man. Hopefully, you know, we can teach you a thing or two. I don't know. I'm sure you got pretty good.
Big fan since 2008.
Yes. And also Anne from Glamnetic, she brought a wave in too.
Big wave. I mean,
we're in the third wave.
If you look at the cases of corona and our chart, it looks very similar.
Yeah. So welcome. Listen, quick crash course. Kathy's. Those are our listeners. Mm-hmm. Pete, idiot.
Yes.
Tim, big investor. We call him Tim Apple, not to be confused with the real Tim Cook.
Yes.
That's about it. That's about all you need to know. Welcome to Group Chat.
Yeah. And we have a birthday amongst us. Dramas.
It's your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh.
December 4th.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Got it.
And normally we'd be in Miami at Art Basel at 11.
This is
I
that
thought about
Miami
it.
trip.
Instead, we can't even leave our places.
Instead, this is illegal.
No, well, we are.
I know. Yeah, I thought about that. I have like a little slideshow that plays on my computer screen, and so the greatest hits of our trips and excursions. And there's a lot of Miami 11 there, and like I don't know, the last 7 years, we made that.
I mean, this is like I've mentioned this before. When I got married, I kind of wanted to keep 3 dates that I can continue celebrating even as we start a family. Yeah.
Coachella, Super Bowl, Art Basel.
That's it. Trifecta.
That's the equivalent of the golf boys trip for you.
Yes. That's my boys' trip.
Yeah.
And, you know, I see a lot of people in Miami, so I feel like Art Basel has continued.
Yeah, I think it's probably, Miami's just
Popping,
right?
Yeah.
Are they actually like showing art? Like, is there actually an Art Basel anything happening?
I know that.
I've just seen bottle popping.
I've seen.
I wonder if like Wynwood, like did anyone paint a wall this year or?
I'm sure. Why not? That's actually probably a safe place to go. Wynwood. I saw some galleries are open. I don't know if the convention center is like it normally is.
Seems sketch. But whatever, Florida doesn't care. Well, anyway, listen, we miss it. Hopefully next year.
What are you going to do for your birthday? What's a quarantine birthday look like?
I don't know, man. I don't have any plans. I don't really know what to do. Because we're super safe.
So, just order in something.
Yeah, we'll just order in like a nice meal. Probably have a lot of phone calls and FaceTimes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I also...
Please don't do a Zoom birthday.
No. I would never subject you to that. But I also am, one of my big routines is like the TikTokers. I had a BOA dinner.
Oh yeah, you always do your BOA dinner.
Yeah, and I thought maybe this year we could squeak out a BOA dinner.
Yeah.
But no, that's not safe.
Yeah, a week ago you could have.
A week ago would have been fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even if legally it was okay.
Would you have done a...
No. I just can't. We'll just wait. I'm patient.
Yeah.
I do miss it though. It's starting to add up a little. Like I miss, things like birthdays. You're like, that would have been nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
But here's the thing. Speaking of BOA dinners, you can't even do that anymore. It feels like every couple days, there's new lockdowns. There's a new announcement of further lockdowns.
So Governor Gavin Newsom announced today in California that outdoor dining for the entire state has to shut down. So
He announced it live from French Laundry.
Yeah, exactly.
He might have been at another fancy Napa restaurant. Who knows?
It's amazing. The politicians up north, I think it was San Jose mayor, San Francisco mayor, and Gavin Newsom all hitting hot spots in Napa for restaurants and then telling people that they can't go and do anything. The mayor of Austin was in freaking Cabo on Zoom.
I saw that. While on Zoom saying, now's not the time to relax.
What the fuck were you at Las Ventanas just partying? And I think the interesting thing was, so I mentioned over Thanksgiving break, I spent one night at my in-laws in Huntington Beach and I went for a run. And on the beach in Huntington is Duke's, which is like a chain that, there's one in Malibu. You see them around in beach communities. Fucking slammed.
Really?
Slammed. Because it's outdoors.
It's like a deck situation?
Yeah. It's like on the beach. It's like literally on the boardwalk. And there was not one table open. It was insane.
And no masks.
No, not at the table. Yeah. They're sitting. So it's just interesting that people in LA were probably going out to Orange County. I saw Pasadena was open for restaurants. So Pasadena and Glendale saw.
And I saw friend of the pod, Polanski, was in Montecito.
Yeah.
Posting outdoor dining.
Everyone's out there too because a lot of people, like Riley, who listens to the pod, lives in Santa Barbara. He was telling me that in Santa Barbara, a lot of LA people just go for dinner and things like that.
Yeah.
So, but now that's all shut down.
And I saw that French Laundry Newsom said that he was going to be actively shutting water and power off for parties.
Wow.
Starting that early this time. So it's not just Bryce Hall. It's sweeping
just everybody.
TikTok investigation.
The data just isn't being presented properly because I just went on covidactnow.org, which maps the whole country.
Yeah.
So it says for California, 43% of ICU beds are used. Is that 43% of the COVID beds available? Is it 43% of all ICU beds?
Yeah.
43% of all ICU beds are being used for COVID?
Yeah.
That data is not very clear. And the government, French Laundry Newsom has no idea what the numbers are.
No idea. And I got an idea. Why aren't we adding more bed space?
Correct.
In this middle ground when you know winter's coming, why do the small businesses, is who I'm really worried about, have to take the brunt of all of this?
Yeah.
So Corona's an issue, blah, blah, blah. It's dangerous. Cases are rising, blah, blah, blah. The only people who pay for it are small business owners. Because even French Laundry Newsom doesn't personally pay for it whatsoever.
No.
And what's interesting, the city of LA actually did something good finally for people in the service industry, hospitality. They're giving a stipend of $800 if you qualify, if you worked at a place that got shut down. So if you're in the service industry, please look that up. Because, I mean, $800 in December is going to come in handy.
Yeah.
But so how do you reconcile the fact that, for the most part, all LA really had in the last 4 months was outdoor dining?
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand on my pillar that did not cause outbreaks.
My body, my choice.
No, I'm just saying it doesn't cause, it's a safe way to socialize. It's a fact.
Yeah.
I've done outdoor dining. I've probably been tested 10 times. I wear a mask. I'm cautious. Never been tested positive.
Look at Pete. Pete went to every place that had available outdoor dining in
So-
LA.
I was living
And
on
so
outdoor dining.
indoor was never allowed.
Yep.
In the second lockdown reopen, obviously in June, I think they did a little mini opening. So all that shows is that it's what's going on outside of commercial spots that's causing the cases.
Yeah.
So if you eliminate what was actually kind of limiting the spread, it's just going to skyrocket.
It's stupid. It's like it reminds me of the war on drugs. Like it's not how it works. Like it's such a flawed, and all you're doing by trying to eliminate restaurants, like we've said a million times, is driving people to the actual unsafe thing, which is in their houses with no regulation.
Yep.
That's where this is all happening.
Yeah, it's like banning weed. Marijuana, it turns out, isn't that dangerous, but we force people to go into alleyways and buy it from drug dealers.
Yeah. And look now, now weed is as legal as it can get, essentially, in LA, let's say. There's not zombies walking around. What were we scared of?
Yeah,
right?
nothing happened.
Way more danger by having some shady dude show up to your house to give you an ounce. Or an eighth, maybe, than being at freaking MedMen on Beverly Hills and we was all the crackheads.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
but it's the same thing. You're eliminating jobs. You're driving. This is the other thing I hate that this far into it, no one's talking about, is what are the suicide rates? What are the drug rates? What are the abuse rates? What domestic abuse, child
homicide
abuse?
rates we know are through the roof.
Homicides through the roof. Where are those numbers? I don't know that. I'm not saying that they are worse, but I'd like to see them, because it doesn't seem like that is even slightly being. You're just saying, Brian Toll posted the other day, I had to fire 500 people. There's no consideration for those 500 people.
None. Yeah.
And you're not even saying, listen, we know you're going to have to fire these 500 people. We know that's tough. What we've done is added more beds, helped with testing. And here's the data that shows that a lot of this spread is happening at these places, and this is why we need to shut it down. You don't even have the courtesy to do that. You're just fuck those people.
And then the other thing that's not discussed is that, I was talking to Dee about this right before the pod, what rich, high-profile person has died of COVID? So the deaths are poor people that aren't getting the right treatments.
Yeah.
Poor
So
ethnic
2,500 deaths, I think, was yesterday.
Yeah.
Which,
I think 3,000.
was it?
Yeah.
Something in that ballpark.
Yeah.
We know the rich and powerful aren't dying.
Yeah.
It's been publicly, everyone's gone to the hospital and come out fine.
Yeah.
So we're just not even giving the treatment for the people. So it's similar, we're not taking care of the waiters and the busboys, and we're just letting poor people die of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, and those people, it's the people that need that money the most. It's the people that need that.
So
the same person gets fired, gets the Rona, goes and
Gets
dies.
poor treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do the stimulus the right way, everyone earning under a certain threshold who have to go and work in places where they risk getting it, they should just be given full salary to stay home. It's so much cheaper.
If the country, just by what I just outlined, if we want to do the vaccine rollout properly, it's bottoms up.
Yeah.
The bottom 20% of earners get it first.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that are forced to live in multi-generational homes because they can't afford their own place.
Yeah.
And it's living on top of each other because housing prices are through the roof.
But instead, we got a text from one of our friends saying, if you need the vaccine, hit me up. I got you.
Oh my God, it's like a supreme drop. Holy cow.
I mean, everyone
It's a
rich is going
joke.
to have the vaccine by Christmas.
It's really a supreme
Everyone's going to be
drop.
in Cabo for New Year's
Yeah.
Eve and fucking partying.
It's a supreme drop. All the
rich-
rich people have the back door, and everyone else is waiting in line for hours.
Everyone's going to get the vaccine who wants it, who's got money.
The thing that kills me the most, I know this shit is complicated. I know it's hard. I know all that. It's the lack of like compassion for people or for like, hey, this shit's tough. I mean, literally, I think what it shows to have, even Nancy Pelosi was spotted in a hair salon, French Laundry Newsom. Like, it's just like, what the fuck, man? And then you're going to sweeping wipe out. And we know like these young people are partying their tits off.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. If BOA's closed. You think the TikTokers are going to stay home now because BOA's closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. They're just going to all be like breathing in each
They're
other's
just going
mouths.
to hit up the Boa chef.
You know,
Come over to my
here's
house.
here's also it's fishy. I haven't gotten too far in the Obama book, but I've heard a lot of interviews.
Yep.
And one of the interviews he talks about when he was a U.S. senator and Michelle Obama was working at a law firm. So obviously earning great, 2 kids. And he said money was tight. I had to go back and forth from D.C. to Chicago. We had 2 kids. And financially, like, we just weren't there. And he was already getting high profile. And he goes, those were tough times. How are these guys in Cabo and French Laundry and the most expensive places, these current
Gavin Newsom
mayors?
comes from money.
I know Newsom
Nancy
does.
Pelosi has money.
But the San Francisco mayor who attacks the rich on a daily basis, the most wealth creation in the history of the world happened in her jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And she yells and screams about it. And she goes to French Laundry.
Maybe
So are they just taking bribes from donors? Like,
think
who's
it's-
flying the mayor from Austin? What does he make? $80K a year?
Yeah.
Probably wife and kids?
Yeah.
And he's just going to Cabo? Cabo
right.
prices are through the roof. We know how much they are.
These are all good questions that we will never have the answers to.
Yeah, this is the problem with the distrust in politicians, and which leads to the vaccine conversation, which, Bill, our favorite microchip installer, Bill Gates,
Yes.
he came out. This guy needs to shut the fuck up. When it comes to the vaccine, Bill Gates needs to fall back.
I know he doesn't see it.
So the one good news about the vaccine that came out is that 3 former presidents, Obama, Clinton, and George Bush, are willing to take the vaccine like on camera and use it as a public, statement, like a PSA to help convince people that it's the right thing to do.
Yep.
Because I think the 3 of them reach very different audiences.
Yep.
So hopefully that gives trust in the process of getting a vaccine. Bill Gates comes out, which, everyone loves the microchip installer.
Yeah.
And he's like warning that the next 5 months will be grim. We need to do the vaccine. I understand what he's saying.
I know.
But the internet does not want to hear that Bill Gates wants you to get the vaccine.
I know. And that's what, I know the guy's just trying to help. And I know he thinks that, QAnon is, the silliest possible thing. But damn it, it just feels like he's giving them what they want.
Yeah, he needs to just disappear on the vaccine topic.
Yeah, it's just
It's like Biden in the election. You just be quiet, ride the wave.
Yeah, go to the basement. Go to the same basement Biden went to. Do the occasional Zoom
What does he
call.
do? Shut up and read? What does he do?
Yeah, read.
But
He should have a think week for the next 6 months.
You know what it's going to do? It's just going to encourage more rich people to get the vaccine and more poor people to think it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We need the Paul brothers. Who could take the vaccine that would get the right people on the right page?
I think there's cultural leaders for every subgroup.
We need a WWE vaccine night.
I feel like Cardi B reaches a big group.
Yeah. We need,
Jake and Logan Paul reach a group.
We gotta
you know
get
the
to
David
conspiracy.
Dobrik.
everyday people.
David gets it, I'll get it, man. I ride with David,
Yeah,
man.
David could do it. I think David could probably, alone get a few million people committed.
Yeah, I think
Like
If
he
he
did
can get
with
people to
voters.
register to
all-
vote,
like
that's the
all
most boring
these-
shit in the world.
All these big music acts who get involved politically, what if they just said, Beyonce says, Beehive, if you show proof of vaccine, you get access to a new song or a new whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think we got to get creative.
I mean, here comes these OnlyFans creators. Show me you got vaccinated.
I'll show you tits.
I'll send my tits.
Yeah.
You send me your
Get
needle.
Tana
I'll
Mojo
send you
back
my
out there.
nipples.
I
She
mean,
can do it for Biden. She can do it for the vaccine.
Yeah, someone like that probably could reach an audience. Travis Scott drops a exclusive merch for anyone.
It's really influencers.
vaccinated.
Yeah,
The vaccinated merch.
Like
Yeah.
I think A-listers have proven you have zero impact on who gets elected as president.
Yep.
But you could impact people getting a vaccine.
Yeah, you just need influencers. Like, talk to the people that people listen to. Get the Dolan twins.
Yeah.
Shoot them up together.
yeah.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? These people talk to your everyday young.
Zach could get a lot
Yo,
of rich
exactly.
kids
Via?
to,
Yeah.
I'd get 2 of Zach.
I want to see. yeah.
I'd double that.
He could get them on StockX probably. Okay. Well, yeah. I just think I don't know. It's all that aside, doesn't feel good that Bill Gates, who we know is very smart and has been pretty right throughout this whole process, is saying that the next 5 months will be grim.
How many conspiracies do you think start coming out? Like, who knows what they're actually getting? Like, they say it's a vaccine.
Oh,
you know everybody's going to be like,
Totally.
What's
that's
also
not real. It's like the
That's what I
space
felt when
lane.
he supposedly drank
the-
that water in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah,
that was Fiji, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not buying that shit.
that was the whole thing. That article started. The internet started bubbling about when Obama drank the Flint water. That whole thing blurted out of the internet like he drank the Flint water.
Yeah, I'm part of that crew.
And then, the other challenge is that Pfizer just announced, literally just now, that the output of vaccine that they thought they were going to do for 2020, it's been cut in half already.
I don't get how I don't.
You know why? I'll tell you why. I'll give you my conspiracy on that.
There we go.
So let's just assume 10 million shots are going to come available. Okay. Now they're saying 5 million. You know where the other 5 million went to? All these other people. How we got hit up on our DM, on our text group chat where our friend was like, "I got you if you needed a vaccine in 2 weeks."
Yeah.
5 million just got slid into rich people's hands.
They got spoken for.
Yes. And Pfizer just said, "Oh, we're gonna make some money on this vaccine."
Yeah, it's the same people Pfizer told to trade the markets before the election. Like, hey, on these corrections, don't worry, the vaccine's around the
Yeah, we
corner.
have a little package for you too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, but it is going to be fucking crazy. I think I'm just so curious, like, what's going to be the real, like, social, cultural impact during vaccines? We're going to have memes.
Yeah.
We're going to have, when you show up to the party and that one person isn't vaccinated, it's going to really, I'm curious to see how a vaccine.
This is going to be like I voted sticker. Like, you're going to get something that says you got vaccinated, and it'll be everywhere.
Yeah,
I
so
want a badge.
they're going to give you a card to show that you have proof of vaccination.
Oh, they are?
So I'll give you an example. LA Marathon posted something the other day of like, this is what we think. I don't know if it's like actual rules, but if the LA Marathon would go on, you might have to be vaccinated to be able to run. You may have to wear a mask. You may have, if you're not vaccinated, you have to get tested and you have to do this, you have to do that. So it's like, people are quickly, like, concert venues want to open. What's the safest way to open? If you're not vaccinated, you're not allowed.
Yeah. Show your card.
I think it was
What if you go get one of those fake cards, like down on Alvarado?
I was gonna say,
got
I
my
think
fake
people are going to
ID.
do that.
whatever these cards are. I can't imagine they're going to be hard to fake.
Yeah.
There's the bottom of a video rental store on Alvarado where you can probably get one.
If you guys need one, hit me up.
Yeah.
I'll start photoshopping.
Did you see too that our plan? I'm going to take credit for it because we said it first. About holding the next stimulus until you get vaccinated is catching some steam.
Yeah.
So other people are talking about it.
I mean, former Democratic congressman mentioned that why don't we incentivize people to take the vaccine?
Yeah.
I think that's great.
You don't need an influencer campaign. Just say, yo, we got $1,500 for you.
Everyone will fucking take it for
Yeah.
$1,500. And if you don't want it, if you don't believe in vaccination, you don't get the $1,500. You move on with your life.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you'll get a vast majority of the population vaccinated very quickly.
Yeah, and it's a
Serve it
bold
up.
proposal and it's outside the box. It'll never happen.
Yeah. That's,
It makes too much sense.
Yes. And then people learn how to scam it. You'll be like, yo, I got vaccinated 17 times. But
It's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
hit
these
now, right?
scams.
Yeah, I feel a little lightheaded, but I'm going to go down to Rodeo. Shit. And then, but what is the, like, are we close at all to like another stimulus?
No.
Well, I mean, so Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi claim that they are. But it's $300 a week is the additional payment, and they would extend unemployment till through March.
$300 a week, like ongoing.
Yeah. So in April it was $600 a week, which is why the e-com boom happened. And
But that was for California. But then I'm reading that the 1,200 stimulus checks are on the chopping block in negotiations.
that would get removed, but the $300
That's the one-time 1,200.
yeah, they don't want to do that again. Instead, they want to do additional $300.
Instead, they want to go buy Apple stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when that money starts rolling in, Robinhood is going to be popping.
Everything's gonna be popping.
Yeah.
They should have given everyone for the holidays an incentive to sit their ass at home, give them money. If you'd put money in everyone's pocket right now and say sit home, people would have stayed home. But you didn't put money in people's pocket. This is their fault.
Yeah, people just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm so curious what's going to happen even right here in LA because it's just like,
Nothing changed this
fuck
morning.
you. Like, what are you going to, you know what I mean?
What are you
Like,
gonna do? There's so many people and so few cops.
I'll
in
tell you-
comparison.
I'll
everyone's
tell
just going to
you-
have house parties and dinner parties and like, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I went for a very long run yesterday, and on my way back, I was running down Fountain, which is a quite busy street. And normally I run on the street, but there was a lot of traffic in the morning, so I start running on the sidewalk. If I see someone, I run back on the street. I'm crossing the street, and a guy's coming onto the corner on the sidewalk, and he sees me, and I don't wear a mask when I run.
Yeah.
Flicks me off. Fuck you.
That's good.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm like trying to avoid people. Sorry, bro. And he literally was, and he does one of those old school middle fingers, just like,
Oh,
fuck you.
That one's gotta
Front-ward
hurt.
facing.
Yeah, he wanted up yours.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah, that happened to me too. In my limited time running, I was running through the Beverly Hills flats and people, like a person ran like around the corner, like and hid behind a garage because it's in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this person doing? I ran by and like, put on a mask.
Yeah. They did a very extreme reaction.
The timing's also interesting. The second wave, not only there's corona fatigue, but everyone in March, their antibodies are probably gone.
Yeah.
So at the biggest spikes we had in March and April, they're probably all getting reinfected, traveling to Miami, popping off bottles.
I'm curious about those stories, right? Because you think there's a lot of people that feel like Superman and have this whole time and are going to soar into winter and get reinfected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know.
So
I just
we
worry.
should see cases continue to spike. If our theory's right,
Yeah.
despite these lockdowns,
I want to see our Black Friday numbers. You know what I mean? I have to believe Thanksgiving numbers, which would reflect probably like end of this week. There had to be crazy spread on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Had to be. Like so many people were together. But that's what, it's just so sketchy because everyone is just over it and they've had no help. Are they going to shut down retail? Did they already do that?
No, so this is the real problem with particularly what Garcetti did in Los Angeles. So he gave the big cancel your plans, cancel your life. Here's our new stay-at-home order. Everything is fucking exempt.
Got it.
Outdoor dining is shut, but like everything can stay. Every restaurant can stay open for delivery and pickup. Retail can stay open.
It's so dumb.
Businesses can stay open at 25% capacity, like offices. I mean, like they gave, if you look through the exemption list, is ridiculous. It's like literally like, okay, so what are you actually shutting down? Just restaurants? That's what it looks like.
That's what's so dumb is the messaging is like stay home, don't go anywhere. But
You want to go to the salon, salons are exempt.
if you want to pick up an iPhone, go for it.
it's just the worst leadership, man. It blows my mind how bad.
And I think we could put a toddler in there and they would do better.
It's just, like everything done so poorly. Even from a messaging, like even if factually you didn't do well, but like it's felt good.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay, next up, let's take a complete jump and let's talk about what's going on in just the world of, I'll say, pop culture. Big news all over social today. And I'd like to go ahead and just throw out a rest in peace. Something else. We've lost a lot of things that we loved this year. And I'd like to say that this is the absolute beginning of a quick end for another beloved thing, American staple that is now dead.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the movie theater. Because Warner Brothers just announced that in 2021, they are going to release all of their films on HBO Max simultaneously with theaters.
So can you, that's a big one.
Go
So
golf clap.
will we have
Because we're in
to,
the theater. We're in the movie.
will we have to spend extra money?
Of course, it'll probably be like $25.
It's
gotta be
not
enough
part
charge,
of
right?
the HBO
During
Max?
Corona,
Can't be.
when they started experimenting with this, it was $20 to get one of the new releases.
It's got to be like a pay-per-view charge.
So you have to have HBO Max
Got it.
plus you got to pay the $20.
It's expensive.
That's ridiculous because Netflix is giving me action-packed films.
Yeah, but you're not
for
getting
free.
Warner Brothers films.
I don't know. I mean, the
You
shit
got to
on
pay for
Netflix.
the stars. You don't get stars on Netflix. You get some, new emerging.
I saw a movie with Ryan Phillippe last night. Isn't
Ryan
he a
Phillippe.
star?
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Warner Brothers isn't doing deals with Ryan Phillippe. I'll tell you that. I think, you're probably, you have to. It's too much of a steal. But I wonder what that deal was with HBO Max.
I think I'm a
You know,
big
like, how do
winner
you get
in this.
You what?
I'm a huge winner in this deal
We all are.
because I will continue to go to movie theaters
Yep.
post-vaccination, and I won't have to compete for tickets.
But here's the other thing. You
Well,
can
you're
also,
competing for tickets?
A hot movie, you need to buy early.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Like in 2019, you were getting some sold out signs?
Oh, yeah. If it was a big release.
Like what?
Not
I'm trying
anymore.
to think.
Well, here's the good news. Here's why it's a win-win all around is you do get a sold out. Fuck it. You got a nice TV.
Yeah.
You got popcorn. Watch it at home.
So HBO Max and Warner Brothers will simultaneously release in theaters and on HBO Max. I hope they don't make me pay extra money.
They're doing it.
I don't
They
like
absolutely
that.
will
They're
be.
doing it for sure. That's a steal.
They have to make up for box office revenue.
But
They're not,
everyone-
your HBO subscriptions aren't making it up.
Get more subscribers. I mean,
HBO Max is a random shitty platform anyway, as of right now. Maybe this changes it, but
Yeah, I mean, Brian recommended the Melissa McCarthy movie because he knows I'm a big fan. Terrible.
it's just I had HBO Go, then there was HBO something else.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden this HBO Max thing comes out. I can't log into my old accounts and
Yeah.
make a new one. It's trash. But maybe I think probably after this year of all these movies coming out, everyone will have HBO Max.
Yeah.
It's good once you get in. It's just, it was poorly done.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, big news. And, I just think what's that going to do? That alone closes 20% more movie theaters?
I mean,
Because everyone else is going to follow suit.
Yeah.
You're going to
Yeah,
see
for
those
sure.
numbers and be like, all right, well, fuck this. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, does it just shrink the movie business in
Yeah.
general?
I think movies just become a niche thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the way they had those independent theaters. They have them out here a lot where you go see independent movies. It's like there'll be a few theaters where you can go see all the big movies, but it's just more of a...
Yeah, outside the big franchises, I don't know if you would pay $20 for just a random release.
No. But and also, how do you survive this last year? And then 2021, you're going to get hit with an onslaught of these things. You're fucked.
K-shaped movies.
K-shape, man.
Everything's K-shaped.
I wish iPic would survive. I think it's done.
I think they were almost teetering
They already
bankruptcy.
bankrupt.
Yeah.
I think they're bankrupt.
this is the nail in the coffin.
I think the restructure went to a closeout.
So if I'm iPick, you got to the food at iPick was horrendous. So why don't you partner up with Nobu, double the fucking cost?
Yeah.
And it's a K-shaped recovery. It's
And
for
have
rich
one.
people only.
Keep the Brentwood one only.
Keep the Brentwood
Get
only.
rid of Glendale.
Glendale's not going to cut it.
No.
Charge $100 person for movie.
Katsuya. If I
And
could get some spicy tuna.
Yeah, it's Katsuya and a movie.
Yeah.
Charge $100.
I'm in.
Just cater toward the 1%.
I agree.
You should either cater to the 1% or the masses. Everything in the middle, gotta go.
I think 2021, choose your side of the K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unfortunately, most will be on the bottom side.
Well,
Nobody's
people
talking
will-
about businesses operate.
People will kill it there.
Yeah.
People will make a killing at the bottom end of the K.
Yeah.
And some people will do well at the top end.
I agree.
But you want to try to play both? You're fucked.
No, you can't.
Okay. Next up, I guess I'll just kind of say this. There's just articles and stuff coming out now about Travis Scott and all of his amazing business dealings. And it looks like he's set up to make about $100 million this year.
K-shaped.
We know
Talk
what side
about
he's
the
on.
K.
Straight up. That's his bank account.
So they it's Forbes article, so we have to take it for a grain of salt. But
Yeah.
It's either divided by 2 or double.
it could be completely wrong either way.
Yeah.
But let's
It's
just
not 100.
Let's assume it's not accurate. It's either
So it's
half
on the
or
low
double.
end, it's 50. On the high end, it's 250.
Yeah.
So somewhere between 50 and 250 million dollars. It says that Travis Scott's Nike deal is $10 million a year,
Okay.
which I can wrap my head around that.
Yep.
That makes sense. They paid Kevin Durant 20. You can give
Yeah.
Sicko Mode
Totally.
10.
I mean, Sicko Mode, more people have to buy Nikes because of Sicko Mode than Kevin Durant.
Oh, yeah, 100%. They said that his Fortnite deal was $20 million with Epic Games.
Jesus.
That makes sense. They're a huge company. That
Think about that, though. Just
So
a
many-
Nike deal where you have shoes and you have the clothing, like whatever, is half of like, yeah, you want to do a fucking live concert in this weird
4
digital
virtual
world.
tours.
Yeah.
Where he didn't do anything, right, Pete?
is virtual.
Did he do it in front of a green screen at least?
For
Like,
his
and then they like what work did he have to do
for which one?
for a Fortnite,
Fortnite?
concert?
Don't know,
think it
but
was
I
an
don't think
Avatar.
it was all Avatar and animated. So I don't think
I don't think
he
he
did
just
it.
sang
Like,
it.
you know when people for video games put on all the dots?
No.
Did he have to at least do that?
No. Somebody else could literally do that, and they would just put his body on it.
Did he have to go record a version?
No, I think they.
You're telling me the guy just got a check?
Yes.
And said yes?
1,000%. They used his music, used his likeness.
Can you Google it while we finish this?
Ain't that some shit? If that's the case, holy cow.
So this is where this guy is really cleaning up. So he said that Forbes estimated that he earned $5 million on his endorsement deal with McDonald's, which seems very, very light.
Very light.
Here's the kicker. He got to keep the merch money, it looks like. $15 million.
That's a kicker. That's a hell of a kicker.
And then his PlayStation deal is supposedly a $1 million deal, but that there's talks to do a co-branded console that would earn him $20 million.
Clean it up, Trav.
This guy did not have to leave his house and made all this fucking money. So do you think
He has a beautiful house.
Yeah,
talked about it.
It's ridiculous
Yeah.
house. So do you think Travis Scott, a year from now, everyone's vaccinated, he goes on a world tour ever again?
Absolutely. I talked to Anthony about this, and he said anyone who thinks that stars like Travis and Beyonce are going to stop touring have no idea how the music business works. And
Because they love it.
Not only do they love it, he says bonding with your fans in physical live events is like undeniable way to touch your fans. So if you stop showing up, you're going to lose touch with your fans when other artists are doing it.
Yeah.
You see uplift in every market you go to on streams. So if you're in Milwaukee for a show, all of a sudden Pete and his cousins are listening to Travis
Yeah.
right
Like, what a
afterwards.
night, right?
And then the big stars do $1 million in merch a night. So if you do 50 dates, that's $50 million.
I know, but he made more not leaving his house.
But I just think it's additional revenue.
Yeah.
So he's going to do that, and he's going to do
so
the
he's gonna
Fortnite.
make $200 million next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a safe bet. Yeah. Yeah. It's just insane.
Travis Scott's on another level.
Is
He
he
is,
the
man.
most? Is he making more money than Drake? No, right?
Oh, probably overall.
No, because Drake's streaming money's got to be just
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Drake has endorsement deals like this.
But why isn't Drake on like Fortnite? He just doesn't fuck with that stuff.
Maybe he's more protective of his brand. Travis is out there doing deals.
I just wonder why. Like,
He
Drake
kind of
could do-
created the whole moment, didn't he?
Who?
Drake.
Yeah,
Drake
with
Was
Ninja.
Drake and Ninja?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't get. I wonder why that is. Maybe that's their strategy. Maybe they're like, we make so much money off of streaming. This is our lane. We stick in it. I don't know, but you know that Fortnite would pay Drake
Same money.
same or more than
Has
they
he
pay
been quiet?
Drake.
Yeah.
Like just with interviews and stuff.
Yeah, just like social media. You don't really
He's got
see.
something coming
Just a
out.
little on social media. He has an album in January, and he has
Yeah.
a Nike collection like ASAP. I don't know. I just feel like he plays different. He has a different strategy. I feel
It
like.
works for him.
It does.
Yeah.
He's still at
He's
the
doing
top.
well for himself. I hear.
Yeah.
But Travis is, I will say another one of like our early on in Young and Reckless, we had New Music Mondays with Eric Deluxe, group chat regular,
Yeah.
and interviewing young Travis at the Fantasy Factory.
It's a great video because they were both wasted on like Jameson.
Wasted. That's still on YouTube.
Yeah.
The best
And-
part is that Travis was looking up to Eric. as Eric was the star.
Yes. I literally remember them telling me, like, we have this kid, Travis Scott, coming, and like he makes a lot of beats for Kanye. He's like in the Kanye camp. And I'm like, oh, cool. But like, I didn't know. He was just some hungry kid out of Texas.
Yeah,
Look at him now.
And yeah, I remember Eric said, I think he had 10 or 20,000 followers at the time. This is like really early Instagram.
Yeah.
And Travis was like, how'd you get that?
Yeah, that's wild. Okay.
Guys, we're going to take a very quick break to bring you some very, very, very important information that Anand and I have to share with you, and we have to get it out now before it's too late.
What's that?
Anand, we're bringing back the merch.
Oh, yes.
Yes. We are doing what we said we wouldn't do, and that is bringing back the merch. We decided the merch was so good and so many people wanted it, and we offered it in such a short amount of time frame that we actually went and made more. Woo! But this time, for real, for a very limited time. We want to get it to you by the holiday, so we're only going to be able to keep it up. To get it there, we heard about it in the episode here, shipping is it's just a mess right now. So to get it to you in time for the holidays, we're only going to be able to offer it for another week and a half or so. Head over to thementalhouse.com, search group chat on there, or just click on the tab. You'll see group chat and get your hands on that Melrose Place Group Chat University merch. It's all 50% off, full price. So sweatshirts are $50. Tees are only $20. If you're a member of the Menlo Club, you get 25% off and free shipping.
Ditch your college tees.
Yes.
Throw them all in trash. Go get some group chat This is the new university.
These are the new university. This one was free. This is how you support us.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend $40,000
a year. Plus room and board, you're
yes.
$200,000.
60. You're spending so much money at these universities, and here at Group Chat, we give it to you all for free, and we just ask that you support our merch and rock it because it's actually sick. Super comfortable, and it's an incredible product. So don't miss out. Again, this is for real this time. We're not going to be bringing it back. We have a little bit left, a little bit extra we made. So head over to thementalhouse.com, search group chat, get your hands on that. We have the 2 sweatshirts and the 2 tees. They're amazing. Don't miss out. If you missed the first time around, here's your opportunity. That's it. Thank you for all the support. On it, anything?
Buy some merch.
Okay, thanks, guys. Back into the episode.
Next up. What's going on with, so in M.B.A. program, there's a lot of demand for M.B.A. programs. I thought M.B.A.s were dead.
I thought so too.
I thought we were all going to Gary Vee now.
I mean, there's like expected record applications for fall in a lot of the top schools. This is part of like the K-shaped recovery. The richest people who have the ability to not work are saying, I'll go to Harvard for a few years. I'll go to Stanford for a few years.
What else am I doing?
There's nothing interesting happening in my field right now. I'm going to go get, go hang out and get an MBA. And I think that's the problem is that if you really look at how many MBA slots there are at the top schools, it's like few thousand spots.
Yeah.
And so to fill that, where I get concerned is when I hear that like a smaller college where people are really stretching to get there and they're taking on these enormous loans to like, finance that education, that's where it gets really, really scary.
Yeah.
Because if it's at the top, more than likely, if you look at the income or the family net worth of someone at Harvard or Stanford, it's irrelevant.
And I bet you it's going to be a huge international influx because it's still prestigious internationally to go to one of these schools. I can tell you firsthand from you talked to the most important sector in the economy right now is technology, at least the fastest growing. An MBA is not worth the piece of paper it's written on.
Yeah.
For any of the top jobs, any of the fast growing companies. Like the Stripe founders are not like, oh, you went to Harvard? They were like, no, outline the future of banking.
Yeah.
That's what the interview
But
process.
it'll work in finance.
It'll work in finance. You can be a mid-level manager at Procter & Gamble, go to
There's still
General
a lot of
Mills.
jobs.
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs. You can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're rich, go get an MBA from Harvard.
Fix my cereal.
Yeah.
If you're listening and you're rich, and we're just here to tell you, get in early.
Yeah.
If not, come to group chat.
Yeah. Group chat
come to death row. Okay. What about
Somebody on Twitch said cancel on it for coughing.
Oh yeah,
I tested negative yesterday, guys.
I was about to call it out, but I could tell he just sort of choked on his own talking. Okay. Next up.
Yes.
We got new beef with China over Chinese stocks. We're kicking them out. What's happening?
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy. The House voted to start delisting Chinese companies that don't follow certain guidelines. And
God. And this is like an audit, like a financial guideline?
well, I mean, that's part of the problem with a lot of the Chinese companies that have gone public in America. They're not held to the same accounting standards as American companies. So we don't know what's real and what's not. And that, I think, has always scared a lot of people who invest in those stocks. But like, can we believe, when Alibaba comes out and they do Singles Day and they say, we did 500 billion in 14 seconds.
Yeah,
like,
who's auditing that?
Who the fuck knows if
But
that's...
from the perspective of shareholders in the U.S., all the numbers are artificially inflated on the high end, so you're only going to benefit.
Yeah.
Stock's only going to go up.
Yeah,
If
but
they make up Alibaba, they're never going to say Alibaba down 40 billion.
But what if the company's like, we're doing well, everything's great, doing well, out of business?
Yeah, Luck and Coffee.
And you're like, what? I could
Luck and coffee.
That was the example.
But China has proven that, especially once you become a big enough company, the government will backstop you because it's national pride.
So,
like, Alibaba cannot go bankrupt.
No, but here's the problem is that American companies have to compete with a Chinese company that doesn't have to be held to the same standards.
In terms of just getting investors
No, in
to
terms
buy
of,
in the public
no,
markets?
I'm saying what you said is they could say anything they want and it'll be fine. American companies, unfortunately, can't do that.
Yeah,
So their stock might go down.
Right,
Stocks
so-
only go up. You should move to China.
China. Well, I guess all you're saying is institutional investors get screwed. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
but I
the
just
thing,
don't think
yeah.
it's fair for American companies to be held to the same standards as
Your argument is right, but I don't think it matters.
delist them all. I want Alibaba out of the fucking stock market.
Yeah, it's fair. You got to play by the rules.
Yeah.
If we have rules, go to your own stock market.
Yeah, if everyone gets to commit fraud, then it's fine.
I mean, what's
Well,
Nicola?
they do. We just have to be more secretive about it.
Yeah.
You know,
you
they
can't
get
be
to-
so public.
Yeah.
We did 463 billion in 14 seconds. And
Yeah.
no one can verify
No,
those
no,
numbers.
yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens there, but that's an interesting one. Did you guys see that there's a $2 million T-shirt auction on Christie's? Is this like a bunch of Supreme shirts? Or this is
all-
Zach Bia's closet?
It literally is his closet. It's all box logos.
All different box logo tees from Supreme, which
Yeah.
for the listener who isn't hip to Supreme, their core logo, that box logo, they always release new fills, new colors, super basic, but they're expensive and some of them are really big collector's items.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that a collection of those is worth $2 million?
21-year-old guy named James Bogart. He's been buying Supreme since he was 14 years old and has built a collection of 253 shirts of Supreme box logo. That means the average price of each shirt is $7,900.
How much do you think his cost basis is?
I mean, if he had a bought and bought
Yeah.
them, those are $40 t-shirts.
Do you think he's getting them all for, I guess though, if $7,900 is the average, he's profitable. I wonder what the profit is on that though. Because I wonder if he paid $300 for some of those shirts.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. And he's just amassed like this incredible collection. But that's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And some, like, at Christie's has the network. Someone's gonna
Who
buy
the
it.
fuck buys that? That's my question. It's not, I want to be like, who the fuck collects $2 million worth of t-shirts? Good for that kid. Who buys that?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who. I'll give you a perfect example of someone who buys it. Some kid,
Michael Rubin.
Saudi Drake fan?
no, just some foreign kid that made a bag on crypto and is like a streetwear kid.
I actually think what it's turning into is it's turning into art. So why is like someone who buys 2 million of Supreme shirts probably thinks it's gonna be worth 4 or 5?
Yeah.
It's no different than an art piece or a baseball card. I don't think anyone's gonna go wear it
If I was VF, I would buy it.
VF.
and put it in a museum.
No, I would just buy it.
No, just for hype.
Think about how good that is for Supreme. Think about what that is marketing for Supreme. To just even have your t-shirts be art, these are screen printed freaking basic ass t-shirts with your logo on them.
Yeah.
Worth $2 million.
Yeah.
Buy it for $5.
Yeah, it's worth it.
It's worth the marketing
Yeah.
expense.
Because then everyone's going to go buy box logos.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm just thinking,
That's a
if you're
great
sitting
idea.
in the office
Yeah.
at Supreme right now, you have to be looking at that like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, people are crazy.
VF shouldn't do it. They should just back a buyer and make it seem like.
Well, secretly.
Yeah,
secretly.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I like
Man, that's crazy. Barney's is back.
Authentic Brands Group, which those that don't know have acquired a number of dead fucking assets and figured out how to make money off of
They're
them.
good at that.
Like, I mean,
They see something the rest of the world doesn't see.
Yeah. I mean, it's just literally they acquire these dead ass brands and bring them back from the dead. Barney's, which was literally dead in the water, gone, closed.
And then a pandemic.
Then a pandemic, and it's gotten delayed because of pandemic, but like they're full on opening up a retail store and coming back. ABG has figured out some way of doing that.
Are they doing it in New York?
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know what
Connecticut
locations.
and inside Saks Fifth Avenue's flagship store in Manhattan.
Oh, so it's just like a license then.
Maybe, I guess.
So smaller
That's what they do,
footprint.
right?
Yeah, they're a
They're
license.
the king of licenses.
Yeah,
They own Sports Illustrated. Have they done anything with that? I don't see that
I
anywhere.
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that was the big buy last year or
Yeah,
something, right?
but they figured these things out. I've been to their offices. When you walk around, you're like, you make money off of Airwalk?
I know. It's so crazy.
Vision,
I bet if you
streetwear?
looked at their books, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Like Juicy Couture. I remember when they said, we're going to bring Juicy Couture back. I was like, yeah, good luck, bro.
Yeah.
And now I see billboards everywhere.
Yeah, it's like a $60 million a year business somewhere. That's good. Okay, well, good, man. I mean, seeing Barney's fully go, sucks. So
Yeah.
some sort of footprint there. It's great.
Yeah, it's impressive. I can't believe that you're going to see like they're anomaly in fashion. They figured something out that
Yeah.
other people cannot figure out.
It's true. Did you guys see, is this true that the UPS has told like Nike and these other big retailers they're just going to stop picking up their packages?
Yeah, so they said that what's interesting is I talked to our carrier, which I'll keep confident, which is obviously one of the big ones.
Yep.
And they had told us and warned us that if they thought we were going to see a enormous surge in selling over that Black Friday over last year, that we would have to let them know because they need to plan for capacity. And so we've kind of gave them a basic insight in what we thought we were going to do.
Yep.
And we were within that range. But apparently places like Gap, Nike, and Macy's exceeded their delivery capacity. So UPS drivers were instructed to stop collecting orders from 6 of the biggest retailers for the next week.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Just, hey, no, we're going to stop.
Yeah. And I think what that means is holiday packages, holiday deliveries are going to be so late across USPS, FedEx, UPS, and there's nothing like customers just have to get used to it. So pre-pandemic, it was like, get me my shit in 2 days. Now it's like, just get me my shit
At all.
at any time.
Yeah, like everyone's antisocial social club now.
Yeah.
It's just, if it comes, it comes.
And think longer term as e-com just grows and grows and grows. UPS and FedEx isn't going to be able to keep up with capacity.
Yeah.
And Amazon's building out their own logistics. So the demand's just going to flood to Amazon.
Yeah.
Because you can they're going to guarantee your packages.
That's what's fucking crazy is they still do it on time.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. They
Everyone
must
else
be,
is melting down, and I can order right now something and it'll be there tomorrow morning.
yeah. We use different levels of service.
And you get anything, whether it's groceries, milk, books, or a car.
Freaking new car.
Yeah.
In like 2 days.
Like I bought a projector the other day. It came in 1 day.
Yes. Like, what are they doing? Where you could order a pair of Nikes now from Nike, and that might take 3 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are they? They are crazy.
And it shows how important logistics is. Shipmonk, which is Jan who started it, who's a friend, he raised $290 million for his 3PL business.
Yeah.
Because he probably saw this enormous fucking surge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if put it like this, if you had 10 Glamnetics,
Yeah.
which is, there's thousands of Glamnetics all over the country that just exploded over the last year, the capacity to ship products is just out of control right now.
But he's still at the mercy of all these carriers.
Yes, that problem he can't solve.
That's what sucks. And that's what blows my mind about Amazon is they don't have those same issues. But all these carriers,
How the fuck is Amazon still hitting 2 days?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think we should investigate into that. We
There's
need
no
answers.
impact.
But I'll tell you, like the Amazon delivery trucks in my neighborhood now are just like enterprise rent-a-car vans.
Oh, yeah.
And just random dudes would be like,
Yeah.
yo, here we go.
It's like,
This is what
for
it's a
real.
this
creepy
is what
white
like
car.
a UPS and FedEx aren't doing. What Amazon, I guarantee, is doing. I don't know this for sure, but I'd imagine because they have invested so much money that they probably are predicting demand region by region. So
Yeah.
they know in West Hollywood this many toilet paper, tissues, and bread, and blah blah blah, and they're stocking up their logistics centers with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
they do that. You know why? Because of our mass business, which is such high volume, they tell you to each distro center across the country. Like they'll tell us, here are 23 centers you got to ship to. And they will tell you how much to ship to every single one
Yeah.
based on their algorithm.
yeah, that's the technology. Everyone makes fun of some of these buzzwords, but that is machine
That's
learning.
Snowflake.
Yeah.
That is Snowflake.
And that, my friend.
It all makes sense now.
Snowflake tells you where people are shitting more than ever.
Yep.
Wow.
And there it is.
Wow.
Billions.
I'm buying stock
No,
right
it's
now.
like how Uber would notify the drivers, here are the hotspots, because they can predict demand
Yeah.
based on history. I'm sure Amazon's doing we know Amazon's
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
That's why,
They're able to staff up.
yeah, and like
Properly.
honestly, and Nike isn't able to do that.
Yeah. It's not even, to me, it's not, I don't know. You're dead, right? And maybe that's what happens when your delivery and your fulfillment is the same business as what you're selling, as opposed to those being two different ones. But to me, it's just a simple like infrastructure. Like UPS just can't meet the demand. They just physically can't
Yeah.
get it done. It's just too crazy. Or maybe there's COVID restrictions or people are getting sick or like all this stuff that's just happening. But like that's what's crazy to me is the sheer manpower of being able to accomplish the task they just can't do.
And the short-sightedness of a company like UPS when Amazon is going to eat your lunch and put
Yeah.
you're just going to die a slow death.
They
You
deserve
should
to.
be investing billions and billions of dollars from your balance sheet. Go raise capital. Go
Yeah.
raise $50 billion in the debt market.
Which you could easily do.
and build out the infrastructure properly.
'Cause the problem-
and just saying, no, I can't do it,
Yeah.
Nike.
Yeah,
But isn't
like,
one of the
sorry, you guys did $400 million in one day. We're not going to pick up
Isn't
back.
one of the big things that would give Amazon such a head start is that Amazon has the data on where the shopping trends are happening where UPS doesn't.
Yeah.
So UPS doesn't know what regions are buying more Nikes.
But that's bullshit because me as a shipper,
Yeah.
my API is plugged in with them.
Yeah.
So they can categorize me as apparel,
Yeah.
footwear, and they can, at least from a category standpoint,
you're
there
right.
is a lot of data that a UPS or FedEx is not using.
Yeah,
they
you're
just
right.
don't know what to
I mean,
do
they're
with
not
it.
using 99% of data. The only data they know is, hey, Young and Reckless or 5'4" needs the package to go to Delaware.
Yeah.
That's the information. And then they delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Well, it's just wild. Every year we've had last day to order before Christmas has been a big selling technique
Yeah.
for all of our businesses.
Yeah, ours was November 15th.
Yeah, literally. And now you don't even have it. We don't have that this year.
No, there's no chance anyone can guarantee delivery for anything.
Yeah.
Even like I would be very careful, unless it's Amazon, be buying express shipping from any company because you can't guarantee it.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
You go to Amazon and get it with the membership. Otherwise, it's like $20, $30 to
Like
get it
I
in 2 to
did,
3 days.
I wanted to price out for New Republic how much it would be to offer 2-day shipping on our best-selling shoes.
Yeah.
Depending on location, like New York City, it was $30.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
That's our cost. It's $30.
And international is just a whole nother beast. It's like you can't
International, like, it's just like you may get in. But
It's kind of a shot in the dark.
even- That is crazy.
Take your chances.
All right. Last story. A lot of movement out of I know one of Anand's favorite companies, Stripe. Making some big moves. What's going on? What are they? They have some new. They're just changing the banking game. Is that what's happening?
Anand's, their biggest fan.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
He's
Bitcoin,
a huge fan.
Stripe.
He bought a
Drake.
Stripe logo, box logo.
Yeah.
I'm saving Stripe merch for one day. Gonna
One
put
day
on
Christie's.
something. Christie's.
Like a nice Patagonia vest with Stripe logo on it.
I'm gonna buy some Allbirds with the Stripe logo.
Just save it, man. It might go up in value.
I mean, I think we've talked about this a lot. Stripe is like in fintech, probably the most like transformational company where people saw them as just a payment processor. So for those that don't know, what Stripe does is the most basic thing they do is they are a payment processor. And anyone who's used a payment processor knows their most traditional payment processing companies were scammers.
Yep.
Because they hid in fees, they hid in service charges that we couldn't even understand how to read a statement from a payment processor. Stripe came
Intentionally.
along. Yes.
No, they intentionally make it so complicated that you have no idea what your true rate is.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of those are going to get, that seems to me like a place where technology, even with like the insurance by how much you drive and all of that technology, I just think can wipe out a lot of those companies that their whole profits were based on where they can bury fees and confuse you.
Confuse the customer. And Stripe came around and said, we're going to give you first easy implementation on e-commerce sites. So they got everybody, like, we use them for our brands. And then they made it transparency, which is not common in finance. Like we're gonna actually tell you how much money you're paying.
Yeah.
And then, everyone has heralded the two young founders. How old are they now? 29 as like visionaries in finance. And
No, I would say just technology, period.
And people were like, okay, what's their move? What's their big move? And so today they announced some major shit. They're full on going into banking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be lending credit cards, similar to what we're saying, like a UPS and FedEx, who have all this data sitting in front of them with no idea what to do with them.
Yeah.
Stripe's like, we have all the payment data that every e-commerce company that uses them, all the data, and they're just going to layer on service after service and do it more efficiently than traditional banking.
Yeah.
These two kids are honestly like everyone who's ever met them or talked to them, it's like very clear they're like Gates, Jobs level
How old
visionary.
are they?
29.
Are you kidding?
They're Irish, right?
I think Finland.
29 currently?
Currently.
That means they were 23 when they were in there figuring out how to change fintech?
Yeah, I listened to a podcast with one of their earlier investors from a Y Combinator, and they were talking about like when you see special founders, and she references the Collison brothers.
Yeah.
And how if you looked at Stripe and said, okay, if they become one of the dominant players in payment processing, this is a $20 billion company, like you missed the entire boat. Like you missed their vision. And we make fun of a lot of technology companies that raise all this money on bullshit, but there are these unicorns, like true unicorns, like the Collisons that actually have a vision for the way the financial world should be, and they're executing. Their rumored next round is going to be at $100 billion in the private markets. So whenever that goes public, that's a $300 to $500 billion company. It's just
they're 29.
And what's interesting is that like, we've been operating a business for nearly 20 years, and it is the most frustrating part of our daily life is dealing with the banking process, sending out payments, wires, ACH, just managing that. Banks make everything so difficult. You want to get someone on the phone, you want to do anything, it's just like impossible. If you just simplify those things.
He turned 30 in the pandemic, the brothers, sorry.
Oh, he's washed.
Now it's not so
He's
impressive.
washed. He couldn't even be on Forbes 30 under 30.
Story.
August apparently was his birthday.
It's just most 30-year-olds are like finally figuring out how their taxes work when it comes to banking.
But I mean, I think this is just the beginning. Like, all of insurance needs to be disrupted. All of banking needs to be disrupted. I don't even understand. You know what I think is the biggest real estate problem in the world? is what are you going to do with all those banks, real estate?
Yeah.
Because
Why
they're all in high rent areas.
The most
like
expensive.
Beverly Hills, every corner there's a bank.
Yeah.
Dude, go to New York City. Do you know how many freaking branches there are at the
Yeah.
corner? The most expensive corners in
Yeah.
New York City? What the fuck?
Cloud kitchens.
Cloud kitchens.
Everyone's just eating
Experiential
pizza.
More
retail.
pizza, more sushi. That's it.
Cloud vape kitchens. You can make your own vape.
No,
flavors.
Yeah, own flavors.
What are the most popular things?
Burgers, pizza.
Burgers, pizza, sushi, and weed.
Pasta.
Yeah, vape.
Yeah.
Experiential retail, guys.
Yeah.
How much of it can we pack? Can we fill every mall and bank? Okay. We'll be on the lookout for those guys
Yes.
because holy shit.
But I think it's just Blockbuster.
Okay, it's time to wrap it up with our final segment, which is the crowd goes wild because everyone is so excited. Winners, losers, and content. We are live on Twitch. Shout out to you, Twitch.
Donut.
Is that the Twitch soundtrack?
No, that was just something to get it.
Okay, got it. Thank you. We're live on Twitch. We go live every week for this part. Also on Sundays. Also for Behind Closed Doors with Pete on Wednesdays. So make sure you follow us on Twitch at Group Chat Pod. D, who is the biggest winner of the last week?
So I think he was my winner 2 weeks ago. I'm bringing him back, which is LeVar Ball.
Oh, man, that's mine too.
What do you do now?
So his third son, LiAngelo
I
Ball,
saw
which I
that.
thought was going to be like the manager, signed with the Detroit Pistons.
He did a 1-year deal?
Yeah, so that means he's a true NBA player.
And
So that's 3.
So he has 3 kids.
Wow.
Got them all in the NBA. And,
Greatest
and
dad alive, maybe.
could be the greatest dad. And I think the reason why I think it's so important is LeVar Ball got a lot of shit that first season with, I don't remember the kid's name, Lonzo.
Yeah.
I'm all about the new one.
Yep.
You know, the way he was acting and talking, that he was stealing his shine. And I think one of the challenges in America is that I think the black male is constantly put down
Yep.
as like a father figure.
Yep.
And he's done a phenomenal job, and he should be applauded, not kind of constantly be like brought down like the way that people have spoken about him.
Yep.
And I think this is an opportunity. He should take a fucking victory lap.
Is that a record? Has anyone else ever done that?
3 kids?
3 siblings?
Professional
I don't know.
NBA
At the same
players?
time, I
Yeah.
doubt it. Highly doubt
Probably
it. His
not
father's
ever,
sons
right?
that have all made it. Like,
Well, like Giannis's brothers in the NBA.
Giannis.
that's true.
Giannis?
Yeah.
Giannis.
Whatever. It says G in front of his name.
Actually,
right?
all his brothers will be in the NBA. He has 4 brothers. If they want
Yeah.
to be in the NBA, they all will allowed because he's going to be the greatest player of all
So
time.
their dad.
But that's different.
Their dad also
That's
gets
different.
credit.
That's just they're
Drew
actually good
Holiday.
credit.
Drew Holiday and his brother. But there's just 2 of them.
2 of them.
Yeah, I wonder if that has there ever been 3 siblings?
I'll tell you why
No,
it's
but-
more interesting is because of the limelight those kids had.
And not only that, everyone wanted them to fail.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted LaMelo Ball to fail. LaMelo Ball went to like New Zealand,
Lithuania.
Yeah.
first, and then LiAngelo Ball got caught shoplifting in China. And when he was playing for UCLA, and everyone's like, "This is the end of him." Like everyone was rooting for their failure at every step of the way, and the media was just ripping this family to shreds.
Yep.
So these kids, under LeVar and his mom, because I know the mom's super involved as well,
Yeah.
were able to stay disciplined enough to train,
Yeah.
keep your diet, show up and work, because NBA teams aren't investing millions of dollars if they think you're a joke.
Yeah.
No.
They
And I
may
think-
get fooled by people, but not 3 times over.
And I see people in the comments talking about like the Holiday brothers or Manning brothers. Very different era. These kids at LaMelo at 14 had 1 million followers and was literally couldn't. I mean, I took a picture with them when he was like 15 years old.
Yeah, you were even fanboying.
And you know, it's like these kids couldn't function.
Yeah.
You know, like a normal teenager, and with all that pressure, all that. I mean, think about it. They couldn't even turn on ESPN with their dad getting ripped to shreds.
yeah, I think it's actually very different. It's not only pressure, it's actively the whole entire country rooting for you to fail.
Yes. They were
Even when
Plus, how many people do we know that feel like a little bit of fame early and peak out?
Yeah.
You know, like why try if you're 15 and D's asking you for pics and you're like, fuck it, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know, you probably have a lot of girlfriends.
When NBA people a year ago started surfacing that LaMelo Ball is potentially going to be the number 1 pick, he ended up going 3, I think. Everyone laughed. They're like, "This is a joke. This is a joke." And then he had to hear that the whole year,
Yeah.
and he still was the number 3 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for those guys. Dad of the year.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? You know?
What an amazing story.
Sheesh. Okay. Mine's an easy one. Mine is Anne from Glamnetic.
Okay.
I missed, I'm sure the audience could see, I missed the interview, so I came in after. I went back and listened to it when we posted because I was so fascinated by her story. And it's just great. It's just, I don't know, I'm blown away. We talk a lot, rightfully so, about the negatives of technology, but, and social media and what that does, blah, 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 and social dilemma, and but there also is the story of this young lady who was an artist who was able to do $50 million in business and change an industry because of literally absolutely impossible without the internet.
Yeah.
And social media. So cool story. She's a winner, to say the least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's the loser of the week?
I mean, mine's all the Gavin Newsom, the mayor of San Francisco, the mayor of San Jose, the mayor of Austin. You motherfuckers eating at these nice restaurants, going on vacations, going and getting your hair done, and then berating the public for doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you guys have completely lost your mind.
Yep.
Like, that's not how you govern society. You lead by example.
Yep.
If you want people to follow those rules, then you have to abide by them too.
Yeah. I mean, that's not how you lead a group of 3 people.
Yeah.
Better yet, California.
Yeah.
It's just stupid. It's literally like if you're a dad and you're trying to tell your kid something, the most basic thing of leadership is to lead by example.
Yeah.
Especially not to be at some fancy fucking restaurant.
Especially French Laundry.
Ugh, loser. And then he lied and said he was outside.
Yeah.
And then the photos came out. You idiot. I just wanted to say, I see this in the chat, Godzilla, as Indians with a platform, you guys should shed some light on what's happening in India right now. We did.
We did.
So
Godzilla, tune into last episode.
Ooh. Godzilla, Gorilla, you got to catch everyone because you might miss what we're doing. Anand, who's your loser?
Data.
Dog.
Not dog.
Yes, but they are losing.
because of the poor leadership, we have no idea what's going on. Yeah. So Gavin Newsom gave his press conference, and what he tried to communicate, which he clearly didn't do very well, is in regions where ICU bed capacity is under 15%, you get issued a stay-at-home order. Okay? That's what he tried to communicate. I didn't watch it.
Yep.
You go on COVID Act now, we're at 43% of the ICU beds are taken. So we're not close.
Yep.
But we put this message out there, and now if you go on Twitter, everyone thinks that we're already at 15% capacity, the state's burning.
Yep.
Figure out the messaging.
It's so bad. But I will say too, we can say, this is part of my thing too, is we can try to villainize Zucks, Bezos, all these people. But I will say what we're learning over and over again is if you're not looking at the data and making informed decisions, you're going to get the shit kicked out of you. And the people that are, Stripe, all these people are going to eat your lunch over and over again for the next 5 to 10 years until you're gone.
Yeah. Imagine what the Collison brothers think about how this crisis.
They are probably there are freaking toddlers running this shit. And they're probably fuck it, that's why we're going to make $100 billion.
Yeah, I mean, COVID's the best case for Stripe.
Oh, yeah.
It has to feel like you're playing tackle football with third graders.
Yeah, I just feel they're just going to let us shut down every retailer in the world.
I mean, you talk to anyone in tech, that's how they feel.
Yeah, it has to be.
Because they're making money hand over fist, and they're laughing at the people arguing about masks in Walmart.
Yeah. Okay. My loser's Trump. Again, sorry, I know it's repetitive. The guy, you're a lame duck. You're a lame a lot of things. And he put out his biggest speech yet.
Huge.
Yesterday, 45 minutes. He sounded like a freaking, alt-right podcaster screaming about all the fraud and all the whatever. It's over.
Yeah.
Hang it up. It's just at this point, if no one's got through to him to hang it up, I don't know what happens to this guy after all this, but maybe jail. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever. He's a loser. I just had to say it.
Yeah, agreed.
Content. What should everyone check out over the weekend?
I got 2 things.
Okay.
First, fresh off of watching it last night.
Okay. Undoing.
Action-packed. A lot of murder, kill. A lot of shooting. Little off my normal thing.
Okay.
But got me looped in on a trailer.
Okay.
It's called The Second. It's with Ryan Phillippe.
Oh, that's okay. I got it. That's how you knew about Ryan Phillippe.
So Ryan Phillippe is a Green Beret, Delta Force, just trying to protect his son.
Look at Ryan.
You know, just a nice American hero trying to protect his son from the big bad CIA.
Ooh, you got me interested.
Yes, it is a horrendous plot, but man, it is entertaining.
Wow.
It is hot Netflix movie.
Look at Ryan Phillippe back in the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always find it so interesting. The guy who's like as busy as D is, the movies this guy picks at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is what I
Very
think.
questionable.
I think D works on very challenging,
And then goes and watches.
heady stuff.
Yeah.
And you gotta release. It's kind of like that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where he's like, you gotta jerk off 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Clear the
It's all
system.
up here.
Yeah.
Well, D's not jerking off. He's just watching bullshit to just release.
I was edge of my seat last night, and I was trying to go to sleep at 10, and then it was like 23 minutes left. I'm like, fuck, I want to see if he makes it alive.
Yeah. You gotta just if you gotta think too much, I think it's it's exhausting.
That, and then a documentary my friends recommended called The Reagans.
I know I started that.
Yeah, that's great.
It is good.
Was it on?
Unbelievable. It's on Showtime. And it is the story of how Ronald Reagan comes into power.
It's kind of the first Trump.
He is exactly
Trump
the
before
first Trump.
How do people talk about him as the greatest president ever? He enacted in just a more sophisticated way everything Trump was trying to do in terms of suppressing minorities.
But when was Reagan in office?
80 to 88.
Okay, so in 40 years, there will be old people who say Trump was the greatest.
Yeah.
You don't believe it, blah, blah, blah. And there'll be young people like, oh, I guess maybe he was. I don't know.
Well, no, actively, like people. I remember being in school. Reagan's the greatest president of all
Yeah,
time.
there's like families that have a lot that have like Reagan portraits in their homes.
Yes. And I think what that documentary shows you is very similar to what happened with Trump, but it also gives you insight into like, they just picked a puppet.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan's a dummy.
Yeah.
His wife was a dummy.
Yeah.
And the two of them were just manipulated by very wealthy, powerful people.
Yeah.
Because they fit the mold that they wanted to become as president.
Yeah.
And they knew they can push them around to get whatever policies they need
I think that's
done.
probably ideal, right? For that group is like the good-looking, charismatic leader that you can manipulate.
Yeah. And it's crazy how both of them were dummies.
For all the Dick Cheneys out there,
Yeah. And what's interesting is Ronald Reagan's son, Ronald Reagan Jr., is a very liberal Democrat, is in the documentary kind of like throwing his parents under the bus.
He kind of shit on his dad.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, your dad's like a legend to some people.
Yeah.
And like, you're like, well, he's a
not that
goofy
smart.
guy.
He wasn't very well thought through on policy.
Weird guy, hard to talk to. What? But yeah, I mean, imagine in 40 years, like the Trump portraits in people's homes, and they're going to be like, he was the greatest. America had a true moment at greatness, and we squandered it.
Here's the thing with the Reagans. I really want Republican people to watch it.
Yeah.
Because it should give you insight to like the manipulation of what like someone like that.
Oh yeah.
Then don't
They're
steal
not
elections
open to
from
it.
us.
Yeah.
They're not
Don't
open
steal
to
elections,
that.
huh?
No. Anand?
Well, curveball.
Okay.
So my good friend Amit, who you guys know well, very successful engineer, created a little small game called Farmville. May have heard of it.
Heard of that
Millions
around
of people have played it.
Yep.
A lot of Indian farmers love it.
Yeah, farmers all around the world love it.
Yep.
My friend in high school was a farmer. He played that thing like none other.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, he'd be on there.
So anyways, he, during quarantine, learned how to DJ.
Oh no.
He sent me an 1.5 hour SoundCloud mix that he did live in front of our friends in
It's
Palm
great.
Springs. Unbelievable.
What kind of music?
It's like Tulum vibe.
It's like deep tropical house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Let's-
I
Good
was
for
like,
Ahmed.
that's what happens when a really smart person puts his mind to something. He's become really good.
What if he just becomes this big trop house dude like next Kygo?
He's a Burning Man guy, maybe.
Oh yeah, he could have a Burning Man like RV with the shit
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top. Some
Oh, so he can
flames,
DJ the next Burning Man.
a Farmville themed cows.
So I'll have Pete post the link. I can't believe he did it live. It's not like he did it in the studio and it was like a mix.
Was
Oh,
it?
yeah,
was
yeah,
he? Was he throwing a party?
They're outdoor hang.
How many people are we talking?
Six.
Okay. It's
There's
called,
no energy at
It's
6
called
people.
the Super Spreader Mix by Ahmed.
Depends.
The super
You can have
spreader mix.
performance-enhancing substances
There you
that
go.
make even 6 people DJ.
And so it's a public SoundCloud link we're gonna post.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm
Okay.
looking for a nice trop house.
Someone jam out to some genius music over the weekend.
Yeah.
Mine is a documentary that I watched on HBO Max
Ooh.
called Crazy Not Insane.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you what, D, do not watch this.
Oh, no.
And approach with caution, but it is about a woman she's incredible. She has just this great personality, is probably one of the most empathetic people on earth, but her job is essentially when there's a serial killer that they're trying to plead is insane.
Wow.
And therefore shouldn't be like given the death penalty. She comes in to analyze them and see if they are indeed insane or not. And she interviewed Ted Bundy, and she's interviewed these multiple serial killers, and she talks about it and talks about them and what makes people do that and all this stuff.
He wouldn't be able to sleep for a week if he
I can't
watched
do
it.
that.
No, you can't watch it. I had to watch it
During the daytime.
Yeah, like well before bed, and then I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm before bed to lighten the mood. But man, is it good.
Oh my God,
So
that's amazing.
Check it out if you're down for some, murdery stuff, because there's definitely some crime scene photos. It's kind of gross.
That's amazing. We got some really interesting shout outs today. The first one is for Adam. His wife reached out, Marissa, and listens to every podcast. His wife recently purchased a Menlo Club subscription for him.
Whoa.
But this is the more interesting part. He's the daddy of 2 sets of twins.
Wow. Roger Federer.
He has 2 sets of twins?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fun fact.
Oh.
And they have a husband and wife team have a ethically sourced fashion brand that they turned into a mask business. And they told me how much business they did. It's in the millions. Many millions. So congratulations. Shout out to you, Adam. It's your 36th birthday. 2 sets of twins, successful business. The brand is called Rafi Nova. At Instagram, look up RAFINOVA_go. He has a big heart. So amazing. 2 sets of twins, successful business. And I think they're out in the East Coast too. So have a big celebration. Maybe things are open near you. Maybe not. We'll see. So that's an awesome story. Then the other is a shout out to Chris Briones from El Paso, Texas. His birthday's on December 5th. He ran the Grand AC 75-mile challenge in August. He's the one that put on his best friend. They've known each other since high school junior year. And also, looks like Chris might be eyeing for Pete's job, because he said if Pete needs any help with some marketing, content creation, social media, I'm interested. Or he'd be an all-star for it.
Oh.
So Chris Briones, happy birthday, December 5th. Enjoy. Sound like a young buck. So,
Like young hustler.
especially in Texas. It looks, you could probably have a nice time on your birthday. What else do we have?
You could do any. I actually have none because everybody stopped replying to the email. So I no longer have any shout outs. Shout out my brother who doesn't listen to this pod, but it's his birthday today.
Oh, December 3rd?
Yes.
Nice.
Found out this morning.
And
My mom texted me. She's like, hey, don't forget. I'm like, oh, I forgot.
And obviously we started the show with it. It's also Drama's birthday.
Yes.
December 4th, who's also shares a birthday with another podcaster I know, Dr. Jeff Toll.
Wow.
Also with Jay-Z.
Wow. So a lot of really, really top talented company here.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a great birthday to have. So enjoy the weekend. Get ready for this big race. Race day. If you're in LA, meet us in Santa Monica. That's where we're going to finish up and give air fist bumps.
Yes. Surely from 6 feet away.
Elbow air.
Elbow air. That's even safer.
Yes.
Everyone who's running, good luck. Stay hydrated. Stay focused. Have fun. Take a lot of pictures. Tag me. Share. Be proud of yourself. 5K, 10K, half marathon. It's all an accomplishment. Pete, what do you got?
Nothing. I forgot it.
Pete forgot.
Nice.
Very helpful sidekick we have here. So we will see you Sunday.
Yes.
Back on the pod.
Yep.
Big weekend ahead. Let's run, rest, alcohol.
I like it.
Bye.